9 crew members, all Mexicans, and the contraband was handed over to the prosecutors. But for the Mexican Navy, that wasn't all for the day. In a separate incident, the officials located and even dismantled a clandestine drug laboratory in Sinaloa state, preventing the production of synthetic drugs. The operation, conducted in coordination with the Federal Attorney General's office, uncovered a lab near the state's capital, spanning approximately 1,500 square meters. Authorities said they seized 15 kilograms of finished product and large quantities of chemical precursors and equipment. The lab and materials were neutralized on site to prevent further drug manufacturing. Now, this is just the latest chapter in a relentless saga. Last year in November, the Mexican Navy intercepted a semi-submersible go-fast boat 246 kilometers off Acapulco. On board were 102 tightly packed bricks of cocaine weighing 3.6 tons or 3,265 kilograms. 9 crew members were detained, out of which 6 were foreigners, hinting at the international reach of Mexico's drug cartels. But August last year marked a turning point. In a high-stakes chase captured on dramatic video, Mexican naval forces stopped 3 speedboats near Manzanillo. The raid netted 5.6 tons or 5,600 kilograms of cocaine, the largest single seizure in the current administration. A further 1.6 tons were retrieved from floating packages in a second operation near Lazaro Cardenas, bringing the day's total haul to over 7 tons or 7,000 kilograms. Arrests followed, with 15 suspects apprehended and over 1,000 liters of fuel confiscated. Even though the operations are daring, the stakes are higher than ever. The routes used by cartels span thousands of miles, from South American production hubs to the United States, their largest market. And, despite these dramatic victories, the flow of cocaine remains unbroken. But as Donald Trump prepares to retake the White House in the coming 3 days, a storm brews on the horizon. His administration is sharpening its focus on the cartels. Marco Rubio, Trump's pick for Secretary of State, took no time to think it over when he declared the cartels as terrorists.
They basically have operational control over huge swaths of the border regions between Mexico and the United States. It is important for us to not just go after these groups, but identify them and call them what they are. The cartels are terrorizing America with mass migration and a flow of drugs.
Mexico, meanwhile, faces a delicate balancing act. While its pharmaceutical exports to the United States reached over $1 billion in 2023, its waters are flooded with illicit cargo. Even then, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum welcomed diplomacy with the incoming Trump administration and hoped that the US and Mexico could work jointly and cooperatively to crack down on Mexican cartels.
U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's nominee for Secretary of State Marco Rubio also in his statement mentioned the possible declaration of groups associated with terrorism, of these criminal groups, of the cartels. He says it has its complications because of the way they operate. So we also obviously agree with this, that declaring a group a terrorist group has many implications.
So what happens next? As the Trump administration readies for a hardline approach, will these crackdowns escalate, or will the cartels fight back to protect their drug kingdom?
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines. Detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you.